our learners with new knowledge that will make them better people, employable, and thus we will change the world. Let us use the next few days to learn, play, and acquire new skills to change our education system for the better and be part of the ever-changing world. I therefore wish to take this opportunity and wish you all the best and good luck, and let's enjoy this workshop. I thank you. Please take care. Amandla.
Amandla. Comrades, we just want to appreciate Comrade Pat, our provincial deputy chairperson, for welcoming us. So that says to us that now we are free to engage in the workshop. We promise Comrade Pat to learn from the workshop and to teach and equip other teachers who are back home, as well as the learners. Thank you so much, my leader. Comrades, before I call, we have changed the program. It was supposed to be item number 2, that is not item number 3, supposed to be workshop protocol. So now, before we are going to change the program, it's going to be our VP who's going to come, and thereafter I'll come after the VP. Before I do that, comrades, let me introduce to yourself our VP, Vice President in Education from National. She's a mother. She's a leader. She's been leading in the Western Cape, branch leader, became a regional leader, became a provincial leader in education. Now she's our VP at national level, handling education. Let's welcome Comrade VP with a revolutionary song. Comrades. Faseha re morata kaofela re tsamaya le yena we molo molo we molo faseha re morata kaofela re tsamaya le yena we molo molo we molo mo we molo we molo we molo we tsamaya le yena we molo molo we molo mo we molo we molo we molo molo we molo molo. Oh, Amandla. Over to you, VP.
That was my fear.
Viva SADTU, viva! Viva SADTU, viva! Viva SADTU, viva! Forward to quality public education, forward! Amandla! Comrades, thank you very much, Comrade Louisa, the Program Director. Comrades, allow me to acknowledge the important people in this room today. I want to start by acknowledging and greeting the PSC members present here today. Under the leadership of, in absentia, I want to acknowledge the Provincial Chairperson, Comrade Eddie, and the Provincial Secretary, Comrade Ladimo. But also here, I want to acknowledge the Deputy Provincial Chairperson, who just gave this wonderful opening address, and I also want to acknowledge the Provincial Education Convener. Comrades, who's going to play a very important role in terms of delivering this program in the province. I further want to acknowledge the regional and branch leaders present here today, comrades. You're here in your capacity as master trainers. So So you need to take off your gender cap, your sports, arts and culture cap. You're going to be here as master trainers. I also want to extend a special acknowledgement and welcome to the regional education conveners, comrades. They're going to play a very important role in terms of the coordinating role, in terms of ensuring that we roll out this program throughout your province. So I want to acknowledge them in a very special way. Comrades, then I also want to acknowledge the DBE officials present, the Gauteng Provincial Education, the province, the PED, and then also the representatives of SAIS. Because, comrades, this is a collaboration. And so, therefore, it's important that we have these guests present here today so that they play a monitoring role in terms of supporting the rollout of the program, and that is why they are here. Comrades, I further want to acknowledge and just greet our provincial administrator as well as our national staff. Comrades, they are seated at the back. We also have our HOD present. I have on the outside, we have Comrade Brenda, who's our teacher development specialist. We also have Comrade Thoko, who is our administrator. Now, they need acknowledgement, comrades, because they are the people who actually do all the work behind the scenes to ensure that we deliver a better service as leaders, that we deliver a better service to our members. So their support is very important in terms of ensuring that we deliver that service to our members. Comrades, then I would like to also acknowledge the facilitators, the provider, under the leadership of Prof. Anil Kanji, comrades. He will come and introduce his team, but with him, he also has some academics from universities across the province who will also offer support for the rollout of this program. Then, comrades, most importantly, I want to acknowledge the master trainers, the people in this room. Comrades, you have been selected. You're the chosen few, 52 out of the 45,000 members in this province. You've been selected because of your characteristics and that people believe that you will be able to deliver this program for us. And so we are very fortunate and we are very thankful that you agreed to come to be trained, comrades, and there's a lot of work that's going to lie ahead. It's a very enriching program, comrades, and this is what the union is bringing to you, and it's going to be hard work. This 4 days is really going to be hard work. But in the end, comrades, it's about capacitation, it's about capacitating you to go out and capacitate other members. So I want to, comrades, really welcome you and really thank you in advance for agreeing to run with this program. So, comrades, I greet you on behalf of the NEC of this mighty union under the leadership of our President, Comrade Mapila, and our General Secretary, Comrade Mukwena, but also on behalf of the 265,000 members and growing of this union across the length and the breadth of this country. Comrades, you must be reminded that you belong to the largest teachers' union in the country. 7 out of 10 teachers employed by the employer belongs to SADTU. So, comrades, you have not made a mistake to belong to SADTU. Your choice was the right one. So, for me, then, comrades, we are continuing to grow as a union. We started off as 30,000 when we were born in 1990. We now stand at 265,000, and we're growing quantitatively. But as a union, comrades, we're bringing these programs to you to ensure that qualitatively we are also contributing to the growth of our members. And so my responsibility here, comrades, it's very simple responsibility, is that I need to unpack the purpose. I need to bring the why. Why are we bringing this program? As a union, why did the NEC decide that we will deliver this program across the country? I will also then just unpack, give a little background to contextualize this program as a program that is brought to you by the TUC. So, comrades, the deputy chairperson spoke around our constitutional promise. And so we need to understand that we don't just wake up one day and say that this is what we want to do. It's carefully thought through. It must be aligned to our constitution. It must be aligned to our 2030 vision in terms of what it is that we want to achieve. Now, when we speak about our constitutional promise, and if you look at your constitution in the preamble, comrades, we say as SADTU, and we make this promise to the nation, that we're saying that we will transform education. We will ensure that we work towards an education system that is fully accessible, that is equal, that is qualitative. So we're promising that we will work towards equality and equity in education, and we will work towards quality for all comrades, not for a chosen few. And that is what we promise in our constitution. So when we bring a program to you, we must look at it through the lens of, will we bring quality? Will we bring equality to our members and to education if we do this program? Then it's also about freeing the education system of the legacy of apartheid, which is still so prevalent in our education system. It's about eliminating all forms of discrimination, but it's about promoting through education social justice and social cohesion. And so we need to ensure that any program that we bring to you, that this is what it will be aligned to. Furthermore, comrades, and I'm not going to dwell on this, we also have a 2030 vision, and the deputy chairperson very eloquently spoke around what do we want to achieve. This blueprint of ours, our 2030 vision, has 5 pillars, and we seek to give expression through this program to 2 of that pillars. We want to service our members, so we're bringing a service to our members, and we want to create a learning nation. We want to ensure that we build capacity of our members to make a difference to the quality of the teaching that's happening within the classrooms. And this is what we want to achieve through this program, comrades, so I will not dwell on that. Then, comrades, we are a trade union. We're not confused, comrades. We're a trade union in education. We're not a political party. We're a trade union in education, and so we understand that our first duty is to ensure that we improve the conditions of service for our members through representation, through collective bargaining, but we also have a role to play in terms of empowering our members to deliver that quality public education. So we're the voice of teachers, but we also have a role to play in terms of professional development, because there are people who would say that professional development is not in the terrain of a trade union. But we are saying, comrades, we want to bring the two together. We want to bring unionism and professionalism. We want to bring those two together. And we know we have a popular slogan that says we can teach and fight at the same time. And that the two is not mutually exclusive. It doesn't mean that if you're a trade unionist, you're not professional, comrades. So we, as SADTU, we bring those two things together. Comrades, then we speak about quality, and we believe that quality education needs quality teachers. And so there's a lot of narrative going around linking quality education and the quality of the teacher. And you know the single most important factor influencing the quality of education is the quality of teachers, all those. And that is supported by research. And we subscribe to that narrative, comrades. So if we're saying quality teachers matter, but more importantly, the quality of the teaching that takes place in the classroom, your pedagogy, that is equally important to ensure that we deliver quality education to everyone, comrades. So then, furthermore, we're saying, so what is it that we need to do to shift the needle towards improving quality public education? We're saying that we need quality teachers, we need quality teaching, and we need to ensure that we have quality professional development, both initial teacher education and continuing teacher education, to ensure that we capacitate our teachers continuously to ensure that they shift that needle within the classrooms. So as a union, we underscore the fact that professional development is crucial for the delivery of quality public education. And then we also look at Education International, comrades, and we, as SADTU, is the affiliate of Education International, where they say, and I want to go to the third bullet, which says that high quality professional development must be owned by teachers. Okay, you decided to come here. No one forced you to come here, comrades. It must be, you must take ownership of it. It must be properly funded, and it is an entitlement for teachers. The department has a duty to ensure that the employers are developed on a continuous basis, especially in our profession, comrades. We are preparing learners for a changing world. That we operate in a terrain, in a sector that is dynamic. Our policies change, our curriculum changes, and we need to ensure that our teachers are up to date with that. And so therefore, the department as our employer must ensure that we are developed professionally, and in this case, we're assisting them to do that. So comrades, in terms of our understanding as SADTU, that we need, it is important to establish a component in our structures to focus on teacher development. And we took a resolution in 2006 at the Congress, and in 2010, we launched our Professional Development Institute, which is called the SADTU Curtis and Kondo Professional Development Institute, with the sole purpose, comrades, to ensure that we use that as a vehicle to bring professional development to our members. So this program is brought to you from SADTU through our SADTU Curtis and Kondo Professional Development Institute. That is just the principles of our institute, comrades, that teachers drive their own development. No one else is responsible for your development, comrades. You need to drive, you need to identify your needs, and you need to ensure that you participate in professional development to ensure that you develop continuously. But we also believe, comrades, that one of the principles is that we capacitate a core group of teachers to then go out and train other teachers. So what makes the institute different and unique is that you're going to be a beneficiary, but you're also going to be an implementer of the professional development and the training that you're going to receive here today. And we talk about training, comrades, because this is not orientation. You will see when you start with the program, it is actual training that needs to happen. You need to go and implement in your classroom, come back, give us feedback, and then go out and train. We believe in collaboration, networking, and partnerships. Comrades, that for this program, we did not have the internal capacity to bring this program to you, to bring a quality program to you. So we had to go out and go speak to Prof to say, you come in, we bring in a provider, so that we ensure that the program that we bring to our members, that is how we value our members, comrades, that the program that we bring to our members is a program of substance, of value, of quality. And you will be you will be the judge of that, comrades. So we, in partnership with Prof. Anil in that program, and we've had a lot of other programs where we went with the universities to actually ensure that we bring quality programs to our members. But it's also about the teacher union collaboration, and I will speak about the teacher union collaboration now. What we do with the teacher union collaboration is that, and we call it TUC, is that we move beyond our traditional role as labor-related, just covering labor-related issues, and we recognize that this is an opportunity for us to actually bring professional development to our members, and that is what we're doing, comrades. So just shortly about the teacher union collaboration, it's a collaboration between DBE and then by extension, the PEDs across all 9 provinces and the 5 major unions, submitted to the ELRC. So it's SADTU, TUC, SAOU, NATU, and PEU. And this relationship started in 2012 already. And so every year, what happens is we get a budget from the department to actually do the training on their behalf. So comrades, what we do is complementing what the education department is doing. We're actually assisting them to actually do the professional development, comrades. So we're not antagonistic. We work together with the department to bring this program to our members. Last year, comrades, we were presented with a framework for the implementation of skills for a changing world. We then, as SADTU, decided to go for unplugged coding and robotics. Comrades, it was a resounding success across all 9 provinces. And we need to congratulate this province as well for the work they did in terms of, bringing coding, unplugged coding and robotics to our members. And I think you deserve a hand of applause because you did very well, comrades. So for this year then, comrades, for 2023, we have 2 focus areas. We're going to extend the unplugged coding for our visually impaired and ELSN schools, because we're a union that embraces inclusion. And so therefore, we must put our money where our mouth is. So therefore, comrades, based on our inclusive agenda, we're going to do coding and robotics for the blind, for the visually impaired, and for our ELSN schools. But for your purpose, comrades, we're also going to concentrate on assessment for learning. Now, why assessment for learning, comrades? As a union, we are concerned about the assessment practices in our country. So we're seeking through AFL to address some of these challenges. Firstly, comrades, our assessment in our education system is dominated by tests and examinations. Our system is driven by a matric examination. Everything is zoomed towards that. Teachers are placed under pressure, learners are placed, departmental officials are placed under pressure to deliver in that matric examination. Our curriculum is driven by examinations. But yet, comrades, if we look at our CAPS document and we look at chapter 4, you will see that it makes provision for both summative and formative assessment. But your focus is only on summative assessment. It's only the tests and the exams and the pressure we're putting on teachers to perform in those tests and exams, and then we forget to actually teach the valuable skills that teachers need. And so that is a problem that we've identified as a union. The success of our education system is measured by the NSC results, which is not a true reflection of what is actually happening in our education system, comrades. And so formative assessment is not emphasized. Furthermore, comrades, if we look at our school-based assessments, remember school-based assessments was brought in to test those skills that you cannot test in a formal examination. Okay, so like your observation skills, your oral, but what you find when you look at the compilation of your SBA, it's also exam-like. It's a class test and it's a control test, and so therefore, once again, we move to summative, and that is the focus. We are driven by targets and percentages. Now, as a union, comrades, we're saying there's nothing wrong with setting targets. If we want to grow as a system, we must set targets. But the targets must not be attained at the cost of effective teaching. Okay, effective teaching and learning. So now you concentrate on the test, you teach to that test because your results must be good there. And so it works against us, comrades. Then the large budgets allocated, we feel that we're not benefiting from the massive investments. If you look at what we're spending on administrating the NSC examination, if we look at Anna, for instance, comrades, we don't have Anna with us anymore. But to administrate Anna, it costs the department 200 million rand per annum. So therefore, comrades, we need to see so what was the benefit of that? How did the system benefit from that? And that is what we're questioning. Shouldn't we be putting our investment at foundation phase, for instance, where we have our foundational skills, and if we do that, you know, it's like building a house. If your foundation is solid, the roof will sort itself out. But at this moment, we're working on the roof with a poor foundation. And so that is where we want to shift. We are over-testing our learners, comrades. We are promoting through the focus on summative assessment. We're promoting rote learning. We drill our learners. We're very good at training learners how to write an examination. Okay, this is what we do. We must have a preparatory exam for the matric because we must train our learners how to write an examination. And we focus on past examination. But the challenge is, comrades, we then have poor skills acquisition because we forget about the skills that our learners is going to need to operate in a world out there. And so we're saying learners can regurgitate facts, but they cannot apply the knowledge. Skills that are central to the subject are not assessed. And so we compromise the way we're teaching and the way our focus is. We compromise the holistic development of learners, comrades. And so our learners exit the system without the envisaged learner being realized. Now, if you look at CAPS, you will see there is a section in section 1 where we talk about what type of learner do we want to see. You know, a learner can problem solve, a learner who can communicate, and we're not realizing that because our focus is wrong. And so learners struggle to cope with the demands of higher education. Comrades, our universities are complaining that our first-year students coming from school cannot cope. And they cannot seamlessly move into the world of work, and general citizency, comrades, is a challenge. So therefore, our education system needs to speak to that. Very briefly, comrades, teachers are overworked. Teachers teach to the test because of pressure. Less time is spent on teaching, more on admin. Comrades, the master of skills is not emphasized, and also curriculum coverage is a major issue. But this is what I want to actually express to you. What I feel is one of the main challenges in our system. And I want to look at this cartoon. I think it's Charlie Brown, comrade, that says, I taught Snoopy to whistle. And my friend said, I can't hear him whistle. Then he says that I said that I taught him, and not that he had learned. And this is what is wrong in our system. Because we assume that if you teach, learning has taken place. And it's a false assumption to make, comrades. And so we say, our subject advisors come and they say, did you cover the curriculum? And then we tick. But covering the curriculum does not equate to learning. It doesn't mean that learning has taken place. So the objective for education should be learning, comrades. We should ensure that our learners learn. And so we need to use then your teaching as a powerful tool to ensure that learning takes place. And we see, comrades, the possibility of AFL and the AFL strategies, the AFL approach to ensure that this is the way we need to teach to ensure that learning takes place in our classroom. So, comrades, it's about shifting from summative to formative. It's about, and I like this quote by Einstein, which said, education is not the learning of facts, but the training of the mind to think. And we lose the point there. Because we think it's about, regurgitating facts and rote learning, but actually we should teach our learners to problem solve, to communicate effectively. So how do we teach, comrades, that our learners are co-creators of knowledge in our classroom, not passive recipients of knowledge? that they are critical thinkers, they are problem solvers. We teach them the skills to operate in a changing world. And so let us make that shift. And this is what SADTU wants to bring through AFL, comrades. That if we apply it correctly, I think it can make a difference within the classroom, where the tire hits the top. That is where we need to make the difference, comrades. So we've been promoting for AFL, comrades, since 2013 already. It's not the first time that we speak, so we've engaged the department. The department now has agreed that this is now a strategic objective of this. And SADTU is the first union, comrades. Even DBE did not start with real training of teachers in terms of AFL. So the union is at the forefront of doing this, comrades. We have a 2019 Congress resolution to say that this is what we're going to do. And so through this program, we are implementing our 2019 Congress resolution. And I just want to speak briefly, comrades, around, because Anil and his team will speak about AFL. For us, it's about encouraging active learning. It's about placing the learner at the center of the learning process. To teach in such a way that your learner becomes more engaged, that you give feedback, and from that feedback they are more engaged. It's about supporting differentiation, comrades, ensuring that you focus on all learners. Just going very quickly through this, comrades. It's about data-driven instruction. It's about using the data that you have to make informed decisions to guide your teaching in the classroom. And that is where your agency comes in as a teacher, where teacher autonomy comes in. So you use that data to actually make decisions in the best interest of your learner, not determined by a department outside of your context. Within your context, you can then make that difference. It's about a growth mindset, comrades, focusing on progress rather than grades. And then it's also about promoting self-reflection. And so, comrades, I'm going through this very quickly. We'll give you the presentation, but this is what it's about. But I am not the expert. The expert is over there, and so they will then facilitate what the potential is of the AFL strategy within our classrooms. So, comrades, our responsibility for this year is, once again, we need as SADTU to train 15,500 teachers. We get our allocation based on our vote weights in the ELRC, comrades, and so PU has 500 to train, NATU 2,000, SAOU 2,000, and TUC 2,500, and then we have SADTU. Comrades, the pie chart speaks for itself in terms of how big we are. Then, comrades, we've broken that down into the 15,500 into provinces, once again based on the number of people in the province. Gauteng will have 52 master trainers, and your responsibility is going to be to train 1,800. That is the minimum, comrades. And I have trust that you're going to do it. You pulled it off last year, and I'm sure that the province will be able to come to the table once again. So, comrades, this training is the master teacher training. It's a 4-day training. 3 days will be totally just content training. And then on the 4th day, we will come and we will plan the rollout. You will plan how many sessions you're going to have, who's going to be the facilitators, what resources is going to be used. And comrades, you will have tasks to do when you move away from here before we can issue you with a certificate, okay? Because it's not going to be a certificate of attendance. It's going to be a certificate that you've actually attended a 4-day training or a 3-day training on assessment for learning. We'll provide you with a kit, comrades, to actually do the training, and then you will go out and roll out that training for 1 day. It's going to be a 1 day of 3 days, but we'll speak about that when we talk about the planning session. So, comrades, we're going to invest in you. We've spent a substantial amount of money on the manual and the little kit that you're going to get. So, comrades, what we're asking of you is your commitment to pull this through. If you cannot give us that, comrades, because as a union we're investing in you. If you cannot give us that, comrades, if I get reports from Comrade Louisa that there are master trainers not rolling out, then I'll unfortunately have to come and take our kit back, comrades. And I don't want to do that. I really don't want to do that, comrades, but that is how it's going to roll. Then, so today it's just about training of master teachers, the content, the use of the resources. The facilitators will demonstrate how you're going to use the resources. We'll plan the rollout and we'll establish our PLCs. So, comrades, in conclusion then, as a union, comrades, we are committed to be part of the solution that addresses the challenges in our education system. We're committed to do that. This program that we bring to you is an expression of that commitment. Then we are also committed to work towards improving quality of our education system through the capacitation of our members. How do we bring about a change in classroom practice? And this is what this is about. So, comrades, thank you very much for listening to me. This is the purpose in a nutshell. I will hand over now to Comrade Louisa, but the whole session, the 4 days, will be run by the provider, and Prof will introduce his team. So, comrades, thank you very much. Amandla.
Maya liena, we molo molo, we molo molo, atia we molo we molo, we molo molo, we molo molo. Atia, we molo, Reza maya lielo, we molo, Amanda. Thank you, Comrade VP, for outlining the purpose of the workshop, so that when we leave as master teacher trainers, we are able to capacitate our members of SADTU so that at the end we can achieve as a union. Thank you, Comrade Faseha, for emphasizing our 2030 vision and to reminding the comrades of SADTU about the 2030 vision. SADTU, comrades, I normally say SADTU is a university on its own. We learn so much from SADTU, and we really appreciate. Thank you so much. Comrades, without any waste of time, because I can see that time is against us, let me go through the workshop protocol. As we all know that each and every home or each and every house has got its rules and regulations that you need to follow. So it's the same as here with our AFL workshop, that there are protocols that we need to observe starting from today up until Sunday when we leave this hotel. Comrades, the workshop has started today on the 27th. It will end on Sunday, the 30th of July. There are 52 master trainers who are here. They were selected from our 5 regions, and I take it that all of them are here, 52 of them, who are at the end are to train and commit, like our VP has indicated, that moving out of here, we are to train 1,800 members of SADTU. We expect you, my comrades, to be in attendance for the entire duration of the AFL, making sure that every time when you get in here, you sign the register. We further, comrades, expect everyone to be on time throughout the workshop. Start and end the workshop on time. We expect each and every one of you to take breaks, but don't take long breaks. And be ready and start when the break is over. All delegates, comrades, are expected to participate in all phases of the AFL workshop process. Be supportive to one another rather than be judgmental. It's quite important. Do not distract the group that you'll be in. Comrades, we appeal to you not to interrupt when someone is on the podium. Wait for your time to come. Keep your phones. I know, my leaders, this one is very sensitive. But I'm appealing to you, my leaders, that we keep our phones on silent or on vibrate mode during the entire session. It's important for us, comrade, that we screen the calls. There are these calls that we normally receive from 087. You know those calls? Yeah. You just leave it, comrade. You take a message. They'll call again when you are free. So it's important that you screen your calls when you receive them. I know at some time maybe you'll have any emergency. Then it's then that you can take a call. So you don't want to see comrades coming in and out, or leaving and just attending to their calls, because it will not be wise for us. It will be wasting our time. As we'll be sharing, comrades, the sleeping accommodation, 2 in a room. Comrades, we need to be very sensitive to one another and respect each other. The rooms are there, they are nicely cleaned, so it's important that we don't trash the rooms. We keep them clean as we found them. I know it's difficult because we've got housekeeping, they'll keep the rooms for us. But let's try by all means to respect one another, the partner that you are sleeping with. Males will be sleeping with males, females will be sleeping with females. You understand, my leaders? Lastly, comrades, without any waste of time, I like to say, let us relax, let us learn, and let us be ourselves, let us engage, so that when we leave here, we know what is it that we are supposed to do, what is it that we are supposed to train our fellow SADTU members. Thank you so much. Comrades, without any waste of time, I'll call the professor to come forth and introduce the team, and also do the expectation and reflection of the workshop. Thank you, Prof. Thank you.
Morning, comrades. Let me first just say to SADTU in general and VP in particular and SADTU management, thank you again for the honor and for inviting us to engage with you. We always really look forward to such engagements, and personally, especially when we engage with teachers, we find that really an extremely useful process. And in this case, we're looking forward to interacting with you. We're looking forward to sharing our knowledge, our skills, our expertise, and experiences from both sides. I had planned a really long, very important speech with really groundbreaking information, but guess what? VP said everything. So let me then just introduce my 2 colleagues that we're going to be working with in facilitating it, and that's Dr. Ramolo and Dr. Mtembu. Don't you guys want to say anything? No? Okay, that's fine. So colleagues, we will not waste time. VP did mention it, but I don't know, somehow she's from Cape Town, so it looks like she's a little scared about Gauteng. Because at the other workshops, VP made it clear that you're going to sweat. You're going to sweat, and you're going to sweat blood and tears with the amount of work that you're going to do. VP also mentioned that you're going to, the reason, I don't know if they told you, but the reason it's an overnight workshop is that these workshops start at 8 and they finish at like 8 in the next morning. Because she said, these are SADTU comrades committed, so you can go 16 hours, 18 hours, no problem. But having said it, it is an intensive program. It's extremely well tested, tried with South African teachers. We've engaged South African learners on the program. We spend a lot of time with it. And the one thing to also know, and I think that's really important, and I think SADTU should be proud, but we're also proud. We started this program with SADTU way back in 2012. Way back in 2012. Before the DB even realized that it's a strategy, and only in 2020 that the DB said, but hang on, this is actually a good idea. Let's make it a national strategy. And so one really, for our side, we're extremely excited because DB has not only seen it fit to support you, but there's a parallel program running with subject advisors. And again, I want to emphasize VP's point. You are assisting and you are responsible for your professional development, but you're also SADTU. Which means you take your responsibilities of other teachers as well. Because at the end of the day, that's our children. That's my grandchild, that's my nephew, that's my niece. And so what we're doing is, for us, extremely critical. The issue of equity, the issue of ensuring all our learners, every single child in our class is addressed, is one of the key fundamental focus of our program. So with that, comrades, thank you again, VP. Thank you again for coming to spend your time and your weekends with us. And we look forward to a really engaging program. And we trust that, well, we know that you're going to enjoy yourself, but we trust that you have a productive program. So before I go, we are going to split in two groups. And usually the program is very similar, but for facilitation purposes and also in terms of just accommodating differences, we have a group that looks at GET and FET senior phase. And in most cases, we're saying if you're teaching from grades 1 to 6, stay in the GET group. And if you're teaching from, say, 7 to 12, then join the FET group. So, Comrade Chair, where's you know the venues and what have you. So we are going to break up now, and then we'll start our program. Okay? Thank you again, and all the best.
Thank you, Prof. Comrades, let me just check with Comrade Kero, because the other venue is going to be in here, and I'm not sure about the next venue where we are going to split. But I take it that the grade 1 until GET, I think they'll remain in here. Ne? Grade 2, yes, yeah. And then FET maybe will go to the next venue. It's next door. Yeah, next door. They go to the next venue. Is it fine? Okay. Yes, we are leaving as in now. We are starting.